even if it's a warrior, something aggressive. If they need to do that, do it. They're just losing out on so much frontline presence.
Yeah, because Trill is not farming.
He's just not on the same level as the other supports. The other supports allowed to run free. If he does fall behind, I want to see him pick up a Spirit Robe. No more of this behind Harley Urchin. I think he's finished the game with 1 or 2 sacks each time.
Yeah. All right. So we've been talking about SkyFire and what they've done wrong, but what about Kanga and what they've done right? They've played the Camazots. Every single game today has had a Camazots, and Envision Eyes played it really well.
And picked up the blink, which is what I've been asking for.
Yeah.
Really, if you want to be aggressive and want to keep pushing that lead, pick up a blink.
Yeah.
Use it to your advantage.
Why not?
Mitigating an extra 10% damage when you're already ahead, you're already tankier than the other team, and past the point where they're dealing too much damage to you anyway, keeps you in the fight for so much longer. See some of the bans coming out now. We've got Cronus taken off the table, Cyrus taken off the table, Sol, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ganesh does get banned here. But maybe it's the Camazots. Maybe they take that away.
Has it been that effective that you want to ban it? Like, sure, it's been great, but has... Okay. If you ban it, would something else be more effective?
I guess you force... Well, they banned out a Nemesis in the last game. I think SkyFire banned out Nemesis. So, are you afraid of a Nemesis pick from either of these teams, though? Like, I don't see that... You need a heavy lockdown comp with a Nemesis, right? It provides slows, but Heavenly cleanses slows now. Completely immunes the slows for the 5-second duration. So, that kind of takes out her utility, other than the protection shred. But Capri gets banned by Kanga, so Ganesh is open. First pick. I know you're throwing away a bit with a first pick Ganesh, but we've seen it picked up by other teams as a first pick. If it goes through now, I expect Kanga to pick up in their first 2 picks anyway. So I really want SkyFire to take Ganesh, get Trill onto this god that he's played so well throughout the split, something he's comfortable on, something that brings a big impact to the team, regardless of what stage of the game you're at.
Yeah.
Even if Ganesh is behind, it's not bad. He gets inherent protections from that Om. He's got the Dharmic Pillars for space control. He's got the dash to get himself out, and they do pick it up.
There you go.
I'm stoked that they've
You're
done
happy.
That. I'm really
Trilogy's happy. SkyFire should be happy. What about the Morrigan? She wasn't contested at all in the last game.
Again, not every mid laner likes playing her.
Yeah.
It requires you to have a lot of flexibility with your playstyle, obviously, if you're changing into a specific god.
Yeah. You've
Some
got to know how
people
to play everyone.
Yeah. Some people just pick whichever god is suited to them in that particular situation. Some people just go, we saw a cheetah, I think, turn into the bat 90% of the time.
Every time.
So it was just kind of like, you don't have to diversify who you're turning into every time. It does make it even harder because you've got to work in what their tankiness level is at the time.
Yeah.
But I do really love the Morrigan, to be honest, but I don't know if either of these mid laners do. Swifty, I've never really seen him on the Morrigan pick. Camazot's managed to go through the side of SkyFire. Kukulon.
You were close.
Kukulon.
You just had a little extra syllable in there.
We'll get there.
Eventually.
One time during this LAN, I will say that name.
Just cover out the name and just look at the art, and you'll be like, I know that.
Yeah, that's it. It's the words that get me.
Yeah.
It's a really good thing when you're a caster, trust. Raven and Erling Shen for Kanga Esports. Scary, scary frontline.
It sure is. I mean, it just got worse.
It's
for
now
SkyFire.
Terrifying.
Yeah, that is a scary frontline. As you mentioned in the last game, it's the stacks on Sobek's protections. He's got the pluck, and as we saw, Torrey Sky knows exactly how to land those and exactly how to position himself well.
Yeah, fits Torrey's playstyle as well, especially throughout the early game. Likes to be very aggressive, likes to try and set things up for his team.
Yeah.
So suits the player, let alone the character being, the god being so strong at this point in time. Second round of bans, Vulcan ban from Kanga.
Strange. I feel like that's a throwaway ban because there's no reason to ban a Vulcan. You would ban maybe a Toth or a Sol already gone. What else? Huh.
There's not really a whole lot of other viable options. They now SkyFire ban away the Toth themselves, so mid lane's going to be a bit different to what we've seen so far today. No Kronos, no Soul, no Toth, no Vulcan.
Scylla, interesting.
No Scylla.
You can't really ban out the mid lane though, because there's still a Ra open, Poseidon. You can flex basically any hunter there almost. Neath especially good in that mid role, but you need to make up the magical damage elsewhere because both primary DPS mages are banned away already.
Ra taken away. Do we see a Poseidon here? Do we return to the Poseidon mid?
Poseidon is just great, and with the Sobek, it's even better because you just flick them back and crack in as soon as they land.
Yeah. What about a Giannis? Would that be the other side?
That is a big pick as well.
Giannis doesn't have a great matchup against Poseidon due to the cripple, but
yeah, it depends on
what's
picked here. So, excuse me.
But yeah, you're right. You can't really ban out
mid. Like, there's no reason to.
The Morrigan's still open.
Might as well.
Giannis gets picked up. Pick up the Morrigan to counter the Giannis, or do you pick up the Poseidon to counter the Giannis?
Yeah. There's just so many options for the mid role that there's no point in banning it. You might as well ban the ADC.
Well, I guess you don't want to play against certain gods. Vulcan, Scylla do bring a lot of massive AoE, and then you look at Tothra, they're your single line. They can hit multiple targets, but they have to be lined up.
Yeah.
You can see the ban phases from the two teams. You've got Toth and Ra on one side, and then you've got Scylla Vulcan. So Kanga don't want to deal with AoE. SkyFire don't want to deal with being picked by once.
Yeah.
And we see an Agni. When was the last time you saw an Agni played in a competitive game?
A while ago.
No Isis picked. Even with the passive change.
Yeah.
Even
okay,
Noir with her minion changes.
That's another thing. I really want to see her played at this lane because that's fantastic. Agni. I mean, how do we skip him? He's such a strong early game character. As soon as you hit level 5, you are going to deal so much damage. The Rain Fire, 3 charges, cost no mana.
Yeah, no mana cost ults.
Yeah, that's
really
pretty
nice.
great.
And they're up every 20 seconds until you get cooldown, and then it's even
13 at max.
Yeah,
max
exactly.
Cooldown. 13 seconds with 3 of them. What's that? It's 39 seconds.
Math good. Rama.
Damn, dude.
Rama goes to the side of Kanga. SkyFire pick up Skadi. No pure Ram, no pure Huyi. Is he just not feeling it?
He must not be, or maybe he's just switched and he plays Ram every couple casual games, gets some snipes, and just be like,
yeah.
So maybe he's not really good at them.
Maybe he's worried that everyone knows his Rama.
Yeah, so he can't live up to the hype if he loses.
Yeah.
Oh dear, he's got to keep that reputation.
For the safe strat. Yeah, no. Skadi though, let's talk about that pick.
Sure.
What does she bring in terms of a team fight compared to, say, the Chiron, who didn't really have much impact so far?
What she brings that Chiron doesn't. I think it's just secure damage with Kaldea, right? And you can lock people down. You've got that ticking damage when you ult. It roots as well. And then it body blocks as well. So it's difficult to take down a Skadi, especially with auto attacks, because Kaldea is going to be immune for a couple auto attacks whenever that ult's up, and then you got to land 5. Unless you're using abilities, in which case it's 2, I think.
Yeah. The other thing, it brings disrupts to with the 3 ability, blanking on it right now. But it disrupts and causes people to slide out of position, does decent damage as well, gives herself a speed buff, a little bit of self-peel, doesn't have a great escape, can get locked down really easy, but the peel from Agni, the understated thing about Agni is not only does he do a lot of damage, he brings utility as a mage, has a stun, that bomb stun is pretty much instantaneous and such a big area that you can peel for your other damage dealers.
You sure can.
So
and the damage too. Like it's so difficult to play against an Agni because you never know what he's going to do with that stun. It applies to every other ability.
Yeah, you can dash and then stun on your way out if you're peeling for yourself. Pure already taken low though. Did Taurus guys get poke first? Is that why he's so low, or did he just take a free poke?
Pure must Pure must have been plucked. Look how low he's getting. Kaldea is going to return quite a lot of damage to Trilogy. We've hyped it up. Him on Ganesha. We'll see how he will execute. Buffs have now spawned. Blue buff is already being taken by KO and Vision Eyes, and they will be able to secure that one. The invade coming through from SkyFire onto the red buff of Swifty, so on Giannis. Going to be denied that damage, and it's needed for Giannis because his early game is not that strong.
Yeah, not until you get a couple of points into that unstable vortex do you really start clearing the wave. You also have to put yourself in a relatively dangerous position. Don't have to go right up to the wave. If you are proficient with Giannis, you can sit back and let the second tick hit the archer minions instead. But Pure's now out of pots and his beads are on cooldown for another 90 seconds, so I assume he did get plucked and took a lot of poke as a result. Did just hear the pluck sound from Sobek, so definitely has it in within the first 2 points. You normally don't level that unless you're looking to be aggressive.
Yeah, and because the minions didn't meet just yet and the buffs hadn't spawned, you might as well go for the pluck and win out on damage. It means that they have to play passively and you win out the lane already.
Yeah, if you hit the pluck, I'm guessing maybe the beads were a little late as well.
Yeah.
Because he was out of position, so pretty rough start for Pure, and we talked about at the start of the day, if they can get Pure and they can get King Canada online, then they're in a good spot. So far it's been Sleepy and Shank getting online, and they're unable to carry that through to the other lanes.
That's something I want to talk about is Shank. We saw him last game and he was landing amazing driving strikes, being able to stall out for so long with that self-heal on Hercules, and in the previous match against Direwolves earlier in the day, he was playing quite well too. So how do you see him on this Kakolin?
Well, he's 2 levels down, so not a great start.
Yeah,
but you know, he's just being forced under tower, has teleport available yet again, but just he's now only a level behind. But that side of the map is now falling behind. But at the same time, the rest of the map's even. Trill's staying even now, so it's not terrible for SkyFire at this point. They're obviously still in with a chance, still very close. Nothing's been lost as of yet. They need to be careful here. There's a big old rotation coming.
Look how much damage already popped onto Sleepy. He's so low and he's forced to back out of there. That was huge amounts of damage. Now they're going for the elementals, and Kanga will be continuing this lead of experience and farming proficiency.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot nicer so far out of SkyFire. They're still losing a little bit of gold, leaking a little bit of golden experience. Sorry, just off the mark with the pluck there though.
Yeah. Well, all the damage is being shot on towards him, and that'll be first blood for SkyFire onto King Canada. The ultimate from Swifty did come through to try to save his life, but it was not in time and he wasn't able to get out of there. At the same time, it was a bit awkwardly positioned because it went through 2 walls in mid lane. You can get it to go all the way across.
You can do. I think he was just trying to put it in the path of Tori so that he could get instantly into the portal.
Yeah.
But Tori, that's the downside of Sobek, right? If you miss pluck,
you're dead.
You're now vulnerable.
Yeah, pretty much.
You've got a tail whip to peel for yourself, and that's it. Didn't have his ultimate available to slow and get away himself, and getting pressure on yet again.
Yeah, he's that ultimate to knock him up, try to survive, and he will. Down to 40% HP, and this is just Kanga playing so aggressively. They're continuing this momentum that they found from last game, and Tori only died because he went aggressive. So, yeah,
that's the thing. SkyFire so far today, when teams are being aggressive or overly aggressive on them, Tori misses the pluck yet again. Could be in a little bit of trouble, but
that was very close.
No one here to punish him as they're finishing off their red buff currently. But the issue with being too aggressive against SkyFire, we've seen them being able to punish teams in the early game. Yeah. And then teams kind of back off a little bit, and then SkyFire overcommit to being aggressive themselves.
Yeah.
If they can play this somewhat passively, keep punishing mistakes that are made, they're in with a real shot. They've got a decent team to peel for one another. Trill's staying even and being relevant in these team fights. We saw him just completely zone out Tori Skies from being able to walk back through mid lane with those Darwin killers earlier. Shank's falling a little bit behind, but I'm not overly concerned about that right now. KO being ahead is somewhat expected in that lane, right?
Yeah, I mean, he beat Kikamio earlier.
Yeah, so strong player. yes, you're falling behind double warriors, but double warriors are meant to be ahead, right? Jungle, solo, warrior combination should always be ahead in the early game.
Yeah. All right, so do you think that SkyFire getting the first blood every time is because the enemy team kind of disrespects them and then they get ahead because they played reactionary and then they need to they try to play aggressive and then they lose that lead?
Just knowing when to engage as KO gets engaged upon right now.
Will he be able to return the kill? He does heal. That is Sleepy looking for the kill. At the same time, Pure Might is able to kill Torry Skies over by that Gold Fury. So 2-0. And KO living because he is Erlang and he is very difficult to kill.
Yeah, they get the ultimate out of him at least. A little bit of discrepancy between the teleport times for the two solo laners, but they'd be pretty much negated in between waves.
He's staying?
Looks like he is going to stay, push the wave, then back. No teleport coming out from Shang just yet, so he'll be relatively safe. Should be able to get back without any real hassles.
I wonder, did they know that? Sleepy would have stayed around that area if he knew he was going to stay.
Certainly, yeah. That's almost a free pick for Camazons.
Yeah. So calculated from KO. Does he have vision? Yeah, he does. So as soon as he rotated to that mid lane, there was a ward in that mid lane. Didn't even need the minions there. Torry taken quite low. That's pretty cool. I did not know you could go through a portal in the Sober goal.
You've never Fenrir ulted and then walked through a portal before? It's great. Giant doggo comes out the other end.
That's pretty cool. I want to do that now.
Yeah. Sometimes it bugs out and you become a tiny doggo. So.
You can do it on an Erlang and Mink form. That's pretty funny. And bird form, some would call him.
Yeah, that's
You just fly through the other end. It's great.
It's perfect. That's why Giannis is a fair and balanced mid laner.
Okay, so here's a question. Why don't we see Giannis picked up more often? He's so good. Torry taking so much damage, down to less than half HP. King Canada looking for the stun. He won't find it, but the bomb lands, and that's forcing Torry Skies to back.
Yeah, the reason I think we don't see much Giannis play these days is it's not really a ganking meta that we see. It's a 3v3 fight, and Giannis doesn't bring enough in those 3v3 fights to really warrant being picked unless other mid laners are banned. Still a strong pick. Still brings so much to a team and can change a team fight with just one ultimate. But even just one unsafe vortex sometimes, if you hit the carries and you pretty much one-shot them, it's
crazy.
It's crazy, but kind of, what was it, Season 1, where he was never played because it was quote-unquote unconfirmable damage, right?
Yeah.
He still does so much damage. His ult now is on a longer cooldown because of the global cooldowns, so the global ultimate cooldown nerfs that came out. But I think it really does come down to that 3v3 fight. Pluck on the mark, but beads on time this time from Pure.
Nicely timed, but obviously that is on cooldown. 3 minutes versus 11 seconds. Which would you choose?
Yeah, I guess 11 seconds.
Yeah, so always worth for Torry whenever he's blocking.
Yep.
And that will be the Gold Fury control. Actually, the Oracle Harpies went to SkyFire. So again, Kanga cannot take it unless they want to do that bait thing that we saw in the previous game.
Which worked out so well. Gone for so far, to be honest. It works so effectively. I guess it's a little bit early on. Baiting over the Gold Fury when you don't need to. Probably a little bit unnecessary at this point in time. So I reckon in the next 5 minutes or so, though, around the 14-minute mark, they're probably going to look for that bait yet again. Once they can get that full vision control. SkyFire are doing a pretty good job of sentry warding their jungle, though, and keeping an eye on where this Giannis is at all times.
Ooh. Not going to land the stun. Is Canada onto Swifty. I think if he landed a stun, it would have resulted in a kill because he would have to stand still, and then Trill can walk up and silence him, and Swifty can do nothing about it except beads. And yeah, you really want to pop that beads on the Giannis. Here comes Torry Skies, and look how much damage is traded. That is Sleepy. Taken extremely low. Snipes coming through from Galen. Won't be able to pick up the kill. Look how much damage Caldia is doing. And Visionized taken extremely low too, but he will be able to live. The dash, no. King Canada does get the stun, but the bomb doesn't land, and now he's in trouble. His escape is on cooldown. He used it too aggressively. Galen will be able to pick up a kill. KO as well, so a 2 for 1. Torry was the only one who died there.
Yeah, and Torry got caught out being too aggressive, but then SkyFire returned that aggression King Canada got that tunnel vision, was like, yep, yeah, okay, go and kill myself and Envision Eyes, but Ravana pretty tanky, and now the punishment is they're going to lose this gold for him.
Yeah, so Kanga capitalizing on a misplay from SkyFire. You don't need to be that aggressive. That looked cool. They're going for the Fire Giant Portal Demon. I mean, all 5.
That's the strength of Yanis.
That is called a dropship.
Yep.
And our Trilogy is going to fall. He's got... actually does have the dash to get away. Torres Skies looking to help out the rest of the team to kill Shank. The backlines, Dumb Killers came out for the slow for a little bit of damage, but it won't help at all as Kanga going for that Portal Demon. But no, King Canada has other plans. He will finally pick off Envision Eyes, getting that vengeance for when he died before.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trade, but able to prevent the Portal Demon were Kanga, and I assume that they had a lot of ward coverage around that Portal Demon at the time. So, great recognition. As soon as they finished gold free, right, follow me. We're going over the Portal Demon. We're not letting them have that. Not getting any return gold or experience for their entire team. So, solid comms and map awareness again from Kanga. They had the ward vision, but even if it wasn't there, I wouldn't have minded using a Yanis ult just to even go and check it.
The Portal Demon, you mean?
Check the Portal Demon.
Yeah. It would be a wise choice. And I mean, they just played that really well. 2,300 gold, 2,100 experience. Kanga in the lead again. And SkyFire, we keep talking about it. The aggression is the downfall, but at the same time, it's what's keeping them in these games. It's what's putting them ahead in the first place.
Yeah, I think the difference this game is that Trilogy is having an impact, right? It's no longer, okay, they don't really have a front line because Trill's a little bit behind, but he's on this Ganesh, he's doing a really good job with it, and it's a good god to either be aggressive or counter-engage with lock someone down who misses their puck, for example, in Torres Skies, and they've done that a few times and been able to capitalize. Sleepy looks a lot more comfortable on the Kamazots yet again. Pure doing a pretty good job rotating as well with this Scuddy, using that movement speed to
Snipes coming through, and he will be able to find the kill. One more shot. No, the Aegis keeps him alive through it, but Envision Eyes using that backwards kick. What is that ability called? I completely forgot. Immunity frame damage ability. Yeah, that one. It secures the kill. King Canada forced to be.
Clearly. Overhead kick. I think it's just got an overhead kick.
That's the one. Yep. Portal Demon started out already down to half HP. The rest of Kanga coming along to try to help. Sleepy taken down very low, and there is the Kamazots ult coming out to try to stay alive. And he will get out. But yeah, as you say, a huge steal for SkyFire. Now they're going for the tier 1 tower. Kanga trying to secure a kill, and they do. Swifty with that unstable vortex is able to pick up a kill onto Shank. This will be a tier 1 tower, so Kanga were mad that they had it stolen. And, now SkyFire being punished.
Yeah, Kanga diving deep, but tier 1 tower for Portal Demon. Denying Kanga the Portal Demon is very important. The tier 1 mid is also important in and of itself, does provide a lot of map pressure, but SkyFire are able to mitigate the experience and gold lead, getting even further out of control from Kanga. So good to see that they're still putting up a good fight, still looking for these counter engages when they can. Sure, they lose a player there, but I think it's worth, and a tower, but I think it's worth denying the Portal Demon to Kanga.
Yeah, which is pretty massive because it's that map presence that they have. Sure, it's disappeared now, but they could come back into the map, and even though one person died, it's not that bad. It's a worthy trade, as you said. So,
well, it also forces Kanga to back off, because having that Portal Demon available, even if they force SkyFire back to base, SkyFire can be back there to defend. So if they take a lot of poke trying to get a kill diving tier 2 there, they can be punished for it, and it puts that into Kanga's head. Okay, we can't continue to push this. If they had Portal Demon, like, yeah, let's push this. Let's get another pick. And speaking of picks, Torres Sky's looking for another block on King Canada there, just off the mark.
Look at that player damage. KO 10,000. 1,000 above Envision Eyes, and he's 4,000 almost above the highest on SkyFire, which is an Agni, who should be top player damage, I think. I mean, with the poke that you have from the ultimate, you should be trying to land that as much as possible. You don't really want to save it. You want to whittle them down so that you can then save one more burst and one more rain fire charge so that you can combo them and kill them.
Yeah, there's a couple of mentalities behind playing Agni though, right? You can hold all 3 bombs, get a bomb stun and completely burst a squishy target, or you can just continually poke them. I don't mind just poking them. Sobek's able to, sorry, not just poking them, holding the burst. Sobek can heal up, so if you're putting it onto the front line, it's not ideal. Banner Hell here forced. Lurking the waters in response though.
Yeah, 2 ultimates already popped. The Agni Bomb's coming through, and Pure Might is able to kill Tori Skies. That's the first kill for them. What will be the next kill? It'll be KO picking up Pure Might. The ADC is gone. The snipe through from the Giannis will pick up another kill. Visionize picking up one more kill for Kanga, but it's being traded. It's 3 for 4 for 2. Oh my god. King Canada will be the next to fall under this tower. Galen trying to get away, and he will. KO, can he secure it? No, he doesn't land the pin. And that'll be the Mink form. Getting away is KO. Gold Fury started up? Sure is.
Yeah, looks like they're going to pull this. Not sure if they've got the damage and the life to live through this, but Swifty's here, will be able to tank some of it as well, so this will fall. KO is a lot tankier than I gave him credit for. I just realized he's level 17, has a lot of physical defense, so it doesn't really take much poke at all from the Gold Fury there.
He's pretty far ahead. 6,000 gold, 6,200 XP. Massive lead now for Kanga. 17 minutes into the game. 9 kills to 6. SkyFire showing light, but we keep saying it, they just can't capitalize on it.
Yeah, for me, Pure is playing Skadi. Huyi able to dash away, able to stall time. Rama able to stall time for his team to peel. They're getting these picks, but at the same time, Pure is just being swarmed by either Invisionize or KO on the Erling Shen and Nirvana, or both. So he can't live through it. That's why the player damage for those two. Those two are at the top of the player damage charts, because Ganesh is great at peeling people who don't have basic attack damage, and Pure gets dived on again, and Swifty just melts him out of existence.
Well, there's not much he could do there, even with B's and Ages. It's too much. Swifty using that ult just to get back to safety. Tori Sky is using his ultimate to slow down everyone and peel for the rest of his team. They now can re-engage, but the rest of Kanga are backing off. Tori Sky needs to get out as well. Look at all those balls for Kamagots.
Yeah, that's a lot of healing if you can get there.
Sure is. That's where people have died.
Yeah, that's a lot of dead people.
Yeah, it sure is.
Drink the blood of your enemies and your allies. Why not?
That's creepy. You should not do that. But it seems to be working for everyone today on the Kamazots.
Yeah. Trill has gone for this highly urchin. This is the first time where I'm going to say this is the right item choice. He's got 2 stacks. Still needs a couple of stacks to get it fully online. Tori Skies, on the other hand, has opted not to go into that this time. Not having as big a lead, having died 4 times. Choosing to go for the Jade Emperor's crown instead. So the only other thing that I can say for SkyFire at the moment is they're trying to stay too long to peel for people that are already dead.
Yeah, pretty much. They're trying to keep everybody safe and everybody alive, but it's costing more people their lives. So they need to see that they've lost people and just cut their losses and get out of there. In Canada, using that beads was a bit strange. Fought it a little bit further back, but no, King Canada will finally fall. Visionize as they pick up the kill here. Look how much damage is being traded back. Swifty forces that ult to get out, and he does safely. So much damage being traded back and forth. KO is just standing there, landing those basic attacks, taking hardly any damage at all. Pure Might kills and Visionize. How long will he stay alive for, though? That is the question. He picks up a double kill while he's on like 10 HP. Look at that health bar. He's so low.
Oh, and the rage there, able to get Trill out for now. Unfortunately, the entire time this has been happening, Galen gets a tier 1, gets a tier 2 in the duo lane.
Yeah.
So, Paul Demon most likely here to fall for Kanga as well, unless Shank can get in here and do something about it. He's not angry enough right now, though.
He doesn't have enough rage. Not enough damage either to try to steal this, and he does! That was absolutely amazing, perfect timing. Using that, the Thorns to try to reduce the damage being taken, increase it. Oh my god, can he pick up Swifty? Yes he can! Sleepy will be able to help him out there. King Canada does pick up another kill, so it's 2-for-1 trade at the moment. Any more kills coming through? No, not quite. And KO does get out. That was a massive steal from Shank.
Yeah, great job from Shank again. Another steal for the side of SkyFire. Tory Skies managed to pluck Sleepy here though.
Yeah, rain of fire coming through from the Agni. Sleepy eventually going to fall. That's going to be Trilogy and King Canada needing to get out. Otherwise they will die. It's the 3 tanks for Kanga, but they've got enough damage on KO and Envisionize to pick up the kills here. They're going for Trilogy. Does the stun come out? No. Still on cooldown for King Canada. He will lose his support. Is that a teleport cancel?
I think it was a back cancel.
That was blue though.
Wasn't it just the animation of the diamond skin? The back animation?
No. Was it? Maybe. I saw it was blue, and he's still got teleport up, so you can't cancel it.
No.
Can you cancel it?
No, only VCC.
So if you press escape, it's not teleporting. That was weird.
I don't play solo. I don't build that item.
Neither. It's terrible. Don't build teleport, ladies and gents. Or get a shell.
Yeah.
Because that's great.
Speaking of getting a shell, why have we got Thorns on Shank? Why don't we have a shell there for him?
Because it helps when you're taking all that damage and you're in the beast form and you got that vent anger going. It's basically a mystical mail, plus when people are hitting you, they're taking even more damage. So maybe it's that surprise that the passive. I mean, people are still getting used to this new god, so.
Yep, that makes sense then. What I want to see more from Chill with his Sobek Clucks is silencing as soon as he gets near anyone, cancels it out. Gallant forced up in the air here.
Yeah, already below half HP, but so is Sleepy and King Canada, who's out of mana. You need to go back. You're not going to do anything without spells. Sure, you've got the ult, but not that great whenever you're dead, and that is Pure Might getting a kill. Shank as well picking up a kill for onto Swifty. It's 2-for-0. They're going to take down this tier 1 tower. Off to the side, it is Envisionize taking his blue buff. Interesting. Not going to opt to defend, but 5 versus 1, you can't really do anything. Even if KO's there, 2 versus 5, you will still lose that fight.
Yeah, we see King Canada did end up getting forced to back, get some mana online, so it can be a bit more useful being a mage after all. Free casting your ultimate, not your other abilities so much, but every time fights have gone well for SkyFire, it's because Pure has been allowed to deal his damage.
Yeah.
Kanga have kind of backed off diving him and favoured trying to get a hold of Shank or King Canada or Sleepy. And if you let a Scotty deal their damage, if you let any hunter deal their damage, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're going to lose members at any stage of the game, especially now with the Executioner. Got a Transcendence fully stacked as well as a Wingblade for a little bit of stealth peel against some of these slows coming out from Kanga. It's going to be a little bit more tough to fully commit to that scouting.
It sure is, and as I mentioned in the picks and bans, Kaldir is there to help protect you, body block some basic attacks, keep you alive, so it's difficult for them to jump onto him, especially with Trilogy at support on Ganesha. I mean, all that peel is going to come in handy. Shank down already below half HP. So is Envisionize. This fight is a little bit messy. Look at Pure Might. He's by himself. Why are you there? The rest of Kanga need to capitalize on this, get a kill, but they can't. Sleepy up in the air. Will he be able to pick up a kill? Yes, he will. Onto Galen. So this is SkyFire fighting back.
Yeah, again, Pure allowed to deal his damage, even if it is to Envisionize, who's not overly tanky, doesn't have Shifter Shield online, it's building into that now, but Mass Immune does provide a decent amount of protections, but if it's just Pure chasing him down with basic attacks, it's only going to have 7 protections, so not tanky at all and recognizing that fact.
Swifty, standing on the permafrost, just walks straight into the enemy, feared to the hounds, and Kaldir feasts. So Pure 5, 3, and 4 now. It was so weird because he walked straight past the fire giant. The rest of the team were literally right beside him.
They were busy trying to deal damage to Sleepy and to Trill, and sorry, to Shank. They were trying to burst Shank down.
Yeah, that's tunnel vision in its purest form.
Yeah.
Just pure.
How is that the first one that's coming? Portal Demon started out here for Kanga. We mentioned how important it is to get King Canada and to get Pure online. This game, they're now 4-2 and 6 and 5-3 and 4. They're now positive KDs. Trilogy's ahead. Sleepy gets caught out here though. Good fall, but Pure's here to peel for him with that permafrost and does manage to get out his jungler. But that's the difference in these games so far that SkyFire have played. They're now in the mid game. Their carries are online, and their support's able to be a frontliner.
Yeah, which is amazing. There's the plug from Torres. Guy's not going to land, so he puts himself a little bit out of position. That permafrost is massive now in that area. So snipes coming through. Will Pure go down? Eventually he will to Envisionize. That's massive for Kanga. They need to continue this fight. The DPS isn't there anymore. King Canada's kit is down too. That's Envisionize living through the portal. Shank is on to KO. They're just slap sticking at the moment. And Galen dives forward, looking for the kill onto King Canada, and he will get it. But the jungler for SkyFire picks up a kill onto him, so both DPS are down. It's 3-for-1 trade. KO picks up Sleepy. And again, 4-for-1 trade, but Shank is able to even it up. Swifty falls.
Might have the rage stacks, but again, Envisionize is split pushing that Phoenix. And should be able to get it. Shank not being able to back in time doesn't recognize the split push is happening. So that was a 4v5 fight that Kanga still dominated.
The Phoenix isn't going to go down, but
not enough penetration on it, unfortunately, but decent poke at least.
Yeah.
And a Portal Demon, eventually. Not the best characters to take down a Portal Demon. It might take him a while, but don't see anyone getting across there from SkyFire.
Pretty sure I saw its health go up.
Yeah, I think it's healing right now, but I mean, we'll get there eventually. You just gotta believe.
Yeah, dude.
Have a look at the player damage. Still those two warriors on top. Agni close behind now, though. There we go. They got it. That was only like 3 minutes of auto attacks. Right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. That's great.
Tanks OP.
So, Kanga winning that fight, 4-2 trade. They lost only Galen and Swifty.
They're the people that SkyFire want to be picking, so they just don't want to be dying in the meantime. Yeah. The fight was split. Shank was chasing down, I think it was Swifty the entire time. Chasing Yan isn't particularly easy.
See you later, Tori.
Hi, Tori. That portal wasn't particularly helpful.
No, not at all. Now they're looking for this fire giant, or at least control and pressure onto Kanga, because they don't have that pluck. Swifty still with a snipe, so the potential to steal is there. So is Galen. If they combo that together, it'll be difficult for SkyFire to secure it. We do have the Agni bombs too. Shank taking too much damage from Galen. He goes in, uses that ultimate, knocks him up, combo that with the Agni bombs, but Agni dashed in, using that Aegis to try to stay alive, and Galen is able to snipe him. He's been on point with that ultimate all day today. KO. Now 3 versus 1. Look how tanky he is. Look how much damage he's just absorbing. It's hardly any coming through. The snipe will land onto 2, but it's not too much damage. Unstable Vortex. Oh my god, Swifty.
Goodbye.
That was absolutely beautiful. Beautifully placed. And Pure Might is able to get out of there. Galen, one more kill onto Trilogy before he gets out. Tori Skies comes back, gets that ultimate off, and a kill onto Shank. Now the Fire Giant started up, and the turnaround for Kanga. It's a complete 180.
Yeah. SkyFire caught out with tunnel vision. They just punished Tori for being out of position. Alright, right, let's take this fight. They bait the Fire Giant, and then they chase them all the way to back camps.
Yeah, which was strange. Why go that deep?
And they lose King Canada because he dashes in on his own, doesn't have anyone there to peel for him. Galen gets up in the air, hits the snipes. Just a little pointer. Don't throw an Agni bomb to try and juke a Rama snipe. It literally says, please hit me.
Yeah, you stand still.
Yeah. You can't juke when you're throwing a net.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
It might have been a little panic click, or maybe you accidentally threw a second bomb. Happens. Speaking of being taken off the map.
Rough days. So Swifty taken down quite low, but sleeping. Looking for a kill trade. Look at him visionize though. Look at where he's positioning himself. Uses that ultimate, does miss, but Galen is able to secure it with that snipe. That's like the 4th kill he's got with that ultimate. That's absolutely amazing. 24 to 17, 30 minutes into the game. The tier 2 falls, and this is Kanga looking to close it out.
Yeah, Galen montaging the montager. Swifty gets taken low here with Dharmic Pillars, but Trilogy falls in response. Shank will get that pick onto Swifty, so nothing... not all completely lost so far for SkyFire, but it's looking dire as Shank falls down to Galen here as well. Just Pure left alive yet again. Doing a good job of staying alive and keeping his distance, but the rest of his team are getting punished time and time again. Yeah,
I think where it's falling apart for SkyFire is that they're not fighting 5v5 anymore, not since like 20 minutes. They're always separating, and Kanga are grouping a lot better, especially with the 2 warriors and Torrey Skies. They're sticking together like glue, and SkyFire can't get through it, and then Swifty or Galen comes around the corner and is able to finish off the kills that KO and Envisionize have already dealt enough damage.
Yeah. There's a Stone of Foul being built now on Trill.
Interesting.
Good item to avoid this burst coming out of Swifty, mostly. Can even mitigate a big crit coming out of Galen if it hits hard enough, but mostly for the Yanis. Not finished off just yet. Why not just a Bulwark of Hope?
Good question. Because it gives you more magical power.
Gives you CCR. Protection. I don't think he's overcapped on CCR just yet.
Yeah. Gives you a bit of health. Then it gives you the shield. Whenever you're lower, you get damage mitigation. So, yeah, why not?
Just a bit of an odd pick. It's a power. It's kind of more for a mage rather than a support, right?
Yeah. Because you want to live through burst, but as a support, you're already tanky.
You want to deal damage at the same time.
Yeah, so...
Gold Fury goes for Kanga here, just kind of taking it off the map. Gonna push down this duo lane Phoenix. Looking to end, really, they should be. If they get 2 picks, that's without losing any members, that'll pretty much close out the game for them in the set.
Yeah, so SkyFire now basically just waiting for the end. As Kanga prepare for this Phoenix siege. Do think that there's not really anything that SkyFire can do here. They're already behind. And look at you, aggressive onto Swifty. Look how much damage is already on towards him. But he uses that portal through the wall and he gets away. Galen already a kill onto Trilogy. That's the first of the fight. Swifty extremely low. Still uses that ult to try to help in that team fight. This is Kanga just coming out on top. 2 for nothing already. Entire Skies, 1 more kill for him. So this is 4 kills now for Kanga Esports. It's best of 3. They will go up 2-0, and that will knock out SkyFire from the tournament. They did well getting here, and they proved many people wrong about their skill level. So you can't walk away unhappy if you're SkyFire.
They'll be a little disappointed, I think.
Disappointed?
But
yeah, but
LAN experience.
Exactly.
First time at LAN. They do really well here against Kanga and as well against Legacy. They put up a really good fight for large portions of both sets. Fall down in the end. Lots of things still to be worked on, but a valiant effort nonetheless.
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic play from both teams there. Kanga moving on to play against the loser of Direwolves and Legacy, which is coming up next. Guys, we've got a very short break. We'll be right back. Will we?
Perhaps.
No, we won't. All right. This time.
Bye.